Heat makers, crack music.
Y'all now rockin' with 4 for 100. Let's go. To keep it real, it's not a chore for beloved. When they say it's up, put it on the floor, they gon' love it. I popped up in all them 4 doors that they covet. All in 2-seaters, cause a few fevers. Got all the ops hot, they wonder why I'm not shot. The way we used to step on them squares like hopscotch. I'm one of them ones that God got, he stops plots. Until the clock stops, we gon' turn it up a notch. They watching the stop clock while we burning up the block. I'm still learning a lot, I son them, let them talk. I'm still letting it slide like I got my son at the park. Cause I know that we could be gunning, running from knocks, but we stop for the lesson. It's positive progression, to kick it with the like-minded. Can't spend your life blinded, rewind it, arsonist behind it.
Welcome you guys.
Yeah.
You guys look great today. How y'all feel?
Hello.
Nah, I'm feeling good. I'm good.
Today's
I can't
a really
complain,
good
brother.
day.
I can't complain.
Yeah. We usually start this episodes off by asking people what was they listening to on your ride here today, bro, brother. What was you listening to?
Myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an album coming out called Gats and Roses. So I've been listening to a lot of my music. You know what I'm saying? I really don't listen to nobody when I'm crafting. I don't listen to nobody but me. So, you know what I mean? I've been listening to me on the way here.
So you don't want no influence, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You listen to your old stuff compared to your new stuff, or just all your stuff that you just
My
put
old
out?
stuff, you know, I feel like I stepped it up 100% compared to what I was when I was rapping. You know what I mean? But I'm that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Timothy, I heard you, bro.
I got Timothy, yeah.
Still, what you listen to on the way over here?
The new Little Baby. I was listening, give it a shot. You know, I got to be in the mood to, you know, because too much, we oversaturated with music nowadays. So you got to find the mode and the time to be like, I want to listen to him right now. So I gave it a shot. It sounds all right. I ain't get too far from it, but it's all right so far.
I'll take a spin on that. I don't know exactly whether I want to, but I'll do it. We'll review it later. That'd be nice. But I was listening to Doechii.
Doechii? Oh, yeah. My daughter like Doechii.
Yo, she's kind of
category.
fly.
Yeah?
She kind of fly. She did this, I think it was David Letterman performance.
Right.
And it was like, I watched the whole thing. It was an Instagram video that was like 6 minutes long. I don't even know how. That means she got an excellent marketing team. She pushed a 6-minute video on Instagram.
That's the girl that do stuff with Issa Rae, right?
Yeah. And I thought it was a pretty dope performance, so it made me go listen to her music. And she got some good music. She kind of dope.
I like it.
Yeah, so what you was listening to?
I actually was listening to Joel Ortiz's album again, the War album. I liked it.
That's my guy. Shout out to my boy.
Yeah. Oh, bonus. I did listen to your Tooted and Booted.
Oh, my YG? Come on, man. I listen to West Coast music.
Yeah.
Particularly YG.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I feel like all the East Coast people really sound, for the most part, sound the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not only that, it's a lot of, we need more New York. You know what I'm saying? We need Fab to drop an album.
Right.
We need a
Fabio.
new Jadakiss album. We need New York to come back. Right now, it's kind of dry. You know, shout out to my man King Streets. He doing his numbers. There's certain artists out there that's going, but you know,
we just had him up here recently
back.
too. He was he was up there.
definitely
Yeah, we had
show.
really good
You know what I'm saying? That's
conversation
my guy.
with him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was
No,
great.
I'll just keep it 100. I listen to a lot of rappers. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rappers out there trying to do their thing and all that. I'm listening. But, you know, New York, we need to bring that feel back for real.
True.
You know?
It's true.
So everybody, please hit the like and subscribe button. We
Yes,
really
sir.
appreciate it. We had
38,000
38,000 subscribers. So please
Here we
come
go.
join us. You know what I mean? We up in here.
We getting there.
We here. We trying to get my man in trouble today.
So
No, we ain't.
Ain't gonna happen.
nah.
Hold on. As a matter of fact, I'm going over the list now. Throw this one away.
Yeah, throw that one
throw
away.
this
Throw
one
that
away.
away.
It ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I coach myself.
It's funny. We had Mecca up here. I mean, you
Shout to
go.
Mecca. I spoke to Mecca earlier today.
Yeah.
Shout to Mecca.
We had Mecca on, and he said that he goes, "I've been well trained enough to know how to dodge those questions."
Yeah.
Aries like me. He Aries like me, so he on point.
Yeah, he said, I learned how to dodge those questions before you even answer.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, we got our brother Gat up here from
Salute.
Matt, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Salute.
My Expert Opinion, co-host from My Expert Opinion.
Yes.
Also a rap artist as well, so you know what I'm saying?
And director of the Brooklyn Way web series, if you don't know. When y'all tuning into that
Oh, you
Brooklyn Way
directed the
web
Brooklyn Way?
series, that's mine's.
Oh,
I'm the creator of the Brooklyn Way web series. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
Go subscribe to the Brooklyn Way TV right now. I'm dropping an episode every Tuesday. I just dropped one today. Today is Tuesday. I dropped one this morning. I'm dropping one next week Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and the following Tuesday.
So this got to come out. So this got to come out on a Tuesday.
28 episodes, fully loaded episodes dropping every Tuesday. Go subscribe to the Brooklyn Way TV, DA Brooklyn Way TV right now.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's definitely dope. So I wanted to start off like being that you are, you're well known for not only just for rapping, but your co-host for Math Hard for My Expert Opinion. How did you and Math make that connection?
Well, Math was my guy for many, many years before that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, Math was in the Brooklyn Way as well. You feel me? Like, he was in that great actor on that show. You know, a lot of the people don't know Math is a good actor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah?
Go check him out.
So you see.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. The Brooklyn Way TV.
I got
so
you.
Subscribe. Yeah, so I met Math in my hood in the Star, you know what I mean, many moons ago, and we clicked. So, I started going with him to his battles, you know what I'm saying? I was there for his downs, his ups. I was just that homie with him, you feel me? Whatever he went through, and I had the Respect Life thing was going. Rest in peace to Boom P, my guy, Courtyard. Shout to the whole Courtyards. Boom P put me and Math together in Respect Life, the web series.
Right.
Boom. I did a spin-off from Respect Life into the Brooklyn Way web series. I brought Math in there with me in the Brooklyn Way. We was acting on that. So when Math created his platform, he gave me an opportunity. So that's how that came about. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Math.
All right, if you ever need a big man on your, listen, man. If you ever need a big man to choke somebody or something, I don't know.
Got my boy Schemes up there. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Schemes.
Yeah, I joined.
Battle rapper schemes?
Nah, my boy Schemes. He like that. He plays Math Hoffa's cousin on the web series. You know what I'm saying? So he be
That's
still,
one thing
still
about
fool.
Brooklyn, right? It's like 8 different. It's like 5. It's like 5 gats. 5. Yeah, which gat? Gat for the star.
Now from Flatbush.
Gat for Flatbush.
I got homies out there on Flatbush. I got 2 homies named Gat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So and they got their name from me. They'll tell you, you know what I mean? Like, you inspired me to want to rap and do this and that. And I'm like, all right, well, just don't say Gat murder, though. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
How you gonna do that and then you don't even want to hold on to it? I thought you were trying to
but
get
I'm
rid of
saying
murder.
that everybody knows me for
I
that.
got you.
You know
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying? They knows me for that. So like, business-wise, it's not a healthy name.
That's what I was
You know
actually.
what I'm saying? So that's why I used my last name. I subtracted the murder. Everybody know I'm Gat Murder, but Gat Taylor is more professional.
That's actually what I was
stepping in
going
the
with.
rooms and it's murder. Oh my God, it scares the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could be the coolest in America, but you got murder attached to your name and this attached to your name. It's kind of scare the bag away a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's why I took the murder off of my name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you spoke about that. The name. How do you feel like now that you more in the forefront, like you said, with your web series now, also with the podcast? How do you feel like that hinders you, especially you see how the system is kind of like using people lyrics against them and stuff like that?
I'm gonna be honest, it don't hinder me. As y'all can see, my name is everywhere. But I do feel like when I went in certain places where the bag was, the name was like, whoa, Gat Murder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, any rapper I met in the world, it was like, whoa, like, Gat and Murder? Damn, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when people meet me, they like, yo, he totally forget that my name is Gat Murder. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't hinder me. It didn't hinder me at all. I kept pushing through. You know what I'm saying? My name was more viral than my music at one point. It was like Gat Murder, but
it would be somebody from the Star.
Yeah.
It hindered me for a second. Then I shook it off. You know what I mean? I knew exactly what to do. I knew the people, all the people to talk to. You know what I'm saying? The avenues to go through, and yeah. But I'm gonna always be Gat Murder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you use old verses from the past? If you think it didn't get enough circulation, do you use that, or
Nah.
you just?
I leave it in the past and structure something new. You know?
So all this time you just push through. That's a lot of generations of music and so you going towards drill?
Nah. Shout out to the drill artists. I never disrespect them. Drill was fire at one point. Everybody was doing it. But then, you know what I'm saying, when you, it's like genocide. to me.
It is.
It was just
Right.
pretty much like, damn, kill all your peoples type. That's the thing I wasn't jacking about it. But the music was good. You know what I mean? When you listen to it, it's like, oh, they spitting fast. It was a different sound. It was like, oh, all right, I could get with this until, you know, it's cool until people start dropping, bodies start dropping and all of that. Dropping the location, spinning the block on your ops, and this like now this is not fun.
It was fun 3 tracks ago.
Yeah, it was fun until
Yeah.
like you, and that's the only thing I didn't like about drill music. You know what I mean?
I think that we got more conscious about drill music because of not even the music itself. I think the music itself is always going to be entertaining.
Nah, not when you telling the nigga,
But no-
I'm going to kill you tomorrow and you die tomorrow.
on Facebook Live.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So, but I think what caused more of a conscious effort on everybody else's part is being able to pick on certain people like Trap Lord Ross or DJ Academics or anybody else, Say Cheese, somebody else who's covering those people who are making a buzz musically. But when you cover them, then everybody gets mad at them, and you start, wait a minute.
Start calling them culture vultures and all
And
that.
then I think we got more conscious about what it is that we're saying, that we're listening to, because it was being judged and reviewed by people that we didn't care for.
Yeah, but
So-
don't nobody complain when these white people get on the news every morning and come to, you know what I mean, the neighborhoods and be
True.
like, hey, well, such and such got shot in the lobby. We don't say nothing about none of them.
No.
Nah, you don't.
We don't say nothing about none of them. We sit there and watch it. We don't go make content on them. And
We don't.
Our whole life we've been seeing white people stand in our communities with a microphone and a camera. Hey, little Justin got killed, and this person, you know what I mean, in the neighborhood. But nobody goes say nothing about that. But I guess because, you know, they're speaking on hip hop business is a problem.
I think it's because they profit. I think like when you see
That
people,
too.
I think when you see like you'll see a show that where like, you know, and no disrespect of Lad, but like I think that he just, you know, giving people a voice, but at the same time people may see it like if he got 6 million views and he's making money off of a black body, then they're gonna take it as
You can't look at it like that because Vlad also pay niggas.
I agree. I'm just saying how
If he's a vulture, if he's, you know what I'm saying, doing these interviews with people and he not, you know what I'm saying? So if you willing to go up on a Vlad platform and do an interview for the bag, then you know what I mean? He's not a vulture.
right. It's just
Who's really the vulture?
it's just like what we spoke about. You know, the internet is the internet. They gonna make their own rules, so they'll just
Yeah.
be like,
They can say anything.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I'm
do you
saying?
think sometimes the questions he asks are like very, how can we say, incriminating kind
It
of
depends on how you answer it. You can sit here right now and ask me, yo, Gat, you ever murdered anybody on your block? I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. You feel me? It's about
that
how
is the
you
wrong
answer
platform. We are not.
But you-
Just
you
for
know
the
what, at the
record,
end
Gat
of
has
the day-
never murdered anyone.
Nah, I haven't killed nobody.
You
I
know,
never had
but
to
you
do
know
nothing
what?
to nobody.
But being out of culture, I wouldn't ask you that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though that's your name and that's what you go by.
But that's you.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, these people know how Vlad operate when he's doing interviews. We all watch his platform. So if you go up there and he said, hey, yo, so what about this and that? And you said you spent the block on this. You just got to know how to answer questions. You know
But
what
you
I'm
know they
saying?
ain't
If you
prepared
get
for
up there and
that.
like, word to my mother, my brother, he was sitting in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Or you hit him with the soldier boy.
Word, I had to. Then that's on you. You can't blame Vlad for that.
Nah, but
what I'm
you
saying?
know what? I can't say you can't blame him, but you could blame him because he know these kids that ain't right in the head. You
We
know-
talking about grown-ups on his
but
platform
Yeah.
too.
they grown ups ain't right. You think they really know? Like at the end of the day, you really, if you're a grown up and you sit here and you in this age of your life and you still talking about that, that's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? And for him, he sees it as an opportunity to say, hey, he ain't got it upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm gonna give you a couple of dollars.
I
You're gonna
believe
come
that.
up here and you're gonna come talk some nonsense. I'm gonna ask you a question, knowing that again, you're not media trained.
Right.
Again, you're not smart enough to sit there and say, hey, I need to be careful what I say while I'm on this show. You just gonna keep going and going because
Right,
you know
because
what?
like they gotta put on a facade to the people and make them feel a certain kind of way for them to buy into the feel me.
Right.
So a lot of these rappers you listen to, you like, ooh, it sound good, but is that person really like that in real life?
But you know what I hear
You
when
know what I'm saying?
when I hear those guys talk, or when any of those guys, when I hear them talk, I realize that crime don't pay, because
It never
if you,
do pay.
it never pays out, because if it did, you wouldn't be here incriminating yourself, putting yourself back behind bars.
Eat the crime, you know what I mean? Get away with the
And
crime,
talk
then
about
come
it.
in the studio and be like, I did that.
Your boy Keefe.
He was all over the internet. He was finding ears to tell him, like, yo, Keefe, shut up. You got
Vlad.
any friends? Tap him on the shoulder.
Vlad
Like
was
that, like
off screen.
prime example. Shout to my guy G Depp. You know what I'm saying? He got away with a situation, and he came forward and he got away with it though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Was that honorable that he turned himself in?
yeah, if you were, like for him it was
spiritual
because it was spiritually.
thing.
You know, if it's on your conscience, it's eating you alive. Like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't mean
God brought him, gave him an opportunity to see the daylight again. Some
Right.
people did that and they gone forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he got that off his chest, and God gave him another opportunity to see the daylight. So I think it was worth it for him.
I wouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
man, I like that one.
Everybody ain't cut the same, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Nah,
You don't do it the day after, the next day, the day,
Nah, you don't know, but you don't know. But I'll be fair. You don't
20
know
years later?
somebody's demons. You don't know how long that sit on you because it may sit on you the next day. You might
you
be
don't,
out
you
next
don't even
week.
know why he did it anyway. So that's another thing too. Maybe it was something that he felt that I shouldn't have done.
Go watch that episode with us and G Depp. He'll tell you why he did it. You know what I mean? Shout to my guy G Depp. Go check out that episode with G Depp on My Expert Opinion. He break it down. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the point. How it happened and how he felt and everything.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you because you have your web series, right?
Brooklyn Way.
The Brooklyn Way. So what was the inspiration behind it, doing the Brooklyn Way web series?
When I was in Respect Life, I was working on something else too before that. But when I was in Respect Life, I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to bring forward but I saved it for mine because I already knew I was going to do my own web series.
Right.
But I had a lot of ideas that I didn't want to present to them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? When I'm done over here, I'm going to just incorporate it in my own web series and, you know what I'm saying? And it worked. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to utilize my industry friends like Big Daddy Kane, Redman, Fredro Starr, Mike Song, Graf, Cassidy, Uncasa, Paul King, you know what I mean? And my family and my friends. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? I stewed all of that in the pot together and the Brooklyn Way went crazy.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I never watched it because, don't mind me, I listen to like podcasts and long form content. I don't watch much. I don't have time to sit down most of the time and watch a bunch of stuff.
Don't feel bad, bro. I don't even watch after I edit it, I don't even watch.
Because you watched it too much editing. Trust me, I know how you feel.
Like after you edit the episodes, it's like, and you watch it straight through, it's like next, like that. So,
Nah,
But
trust me, I know how you feel.
I think her name Maribel. She was on it. Spanish lady. She from Pink Houses. I knew her. I used to work with her. She was also on that. I thought it was pretty dope. I think it's a good thing. I think that whole series started off from Money and Violence.
nah,
That
mine's
not like a spin-off.
mine
What I'm
stemmed
saying
from
is-
Respect Life. Money and Violence, they started it, they kicked the door open.
Right.
Yeah.
It was dope. Shout to all of them. I'm cool with every last one of them. You know what I mean? They set the tone with the web series. Money and Violence, hands down. Then, you know what I mean, it came Respect Life, Project Heat, 848, Us. You know what I'm saying? So like Money and Violence started all of that.
Right,
And
definitely.
we
did.
just, you know what I mean, we picked it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
From the first clip of him shooting at the building, looked back, and he shot back at the door.
Yeah.
So-
You know
That
what I'm
was-
saying? The web
yeah.
series was the thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
before podcasts, before all of this was rocking off, the web series was the main thing on the internet.
It
we
was.
turning up. Like people was we had people tuned in all over the world. We doing 100,000 views in 2 days. 2 days like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because
So-
it was. You know what it was? It was really just you're relatable to your surroundings. So when you watch something and you see something like that, you be like, "Nah, I know how that goes. I know how this goes." So you could watch it and you be like, "Yeah, I
can
know
relate
this
to
to it." Yeah, and I think that's what really was the thing for web series. It was something refreshing, and new for everybody. So when you see something like that, like, oh, the storyline is good. Yeah, I see. That's like a story in the hood.
And it's organic.
Yeah.
Not only
You start
that,
seeing
it's,
people you
it's
know.
filmed in the neighborhoods you hang out in.
Yeah.
The neighborhoods you grew up in. When you turn, you're like, oh, that's my block. Oh, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my, and that made people tune in to the show as well.
Yeah.
Seeing your people, seeing your neighborhood.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's always super dope. So I guess that eliminates what I was going to ask, which is the what. I know it feels like you and Math is building an empire. With my expert opinion, I know like you being on the show, it feels like okay, they working towards something, especially with all the co-host changes. So I was going to ask you what else is next because.
What's next? I got the Brooklyn Way movie. We start working on in a couple weeks.
You need some extras?
Yeah, we could
That's
talk.
what I'm saying.
Like,
All right,
we
let
could
me
talk.
know.
So
That's what I'm
like Tubi, that will be on Tubi. The Brooklyn Way, the movie, will be on Tubi. So that's next, and more movies.
I can't get killed in the first
An
scene,
album.
though, in the first episode.
I'm gonna line you up with the ladies. You look
All
like
right,
a
so
ladies.
yeah, he know.
You know what I'm saying? Ladies man, you know what I mean? I be knowing the muscles and all that, you know what I mean? Pause. You know what I mean? The jury. Yeah, son. Ladies man.
So my question is more geared towards your album, right?
Right. This is my first album ever.
First one.
Dope.
What is it coming out on? Independent?
I'm gonna be honest, like you gotta go through me, pause, to get that album. So pretty much like you reach out, I'ma send it out to you. You know what I'm saying? Because with the streaming platforms, you don't know how much you making, you don't know what's really going on when you got your albums and your projects up there. It's like, you know what I mean? If you really support me, you're gonna pay that $20 to get the album. You know what I'm saying?
Direct
It's
to
worth
consumer.
Okay.
Yeah,
worth
the
it.
Louis C.K. That's how he does a lot of his material.
Yep.
This is way before he got canceled, so to say. He did a lot of his stuff straight through his website.
Yeah, so that's the best way. You know what I'm saying? At least you
Yeah.
see your bread. Look at these top artists. They doing 100 million streams and they not seeing nothing.
Right.
You feel me?
And
Now,
because
back-
nobody's telling them what their true numbers is, they probably spending
Exactly.
400,000 or 500,000.
So like
a
think
month.
about it. Back in the day when we had vinyl, cassettes, and CDs,
You can keep it
niggas
tally.
was buying houses
Mm-hmm.
off of that. They stopped that. So imagine if this era right here that we in now, we still had the CDs and the cassette tapes and the DVDs and all of that. We would have been out of here. You feel me? They stopped that.
What's some of the features you have on this album?
Redman is the only feature I have on the album.
That's a good pick.
You know what I'm saying? Like that song is out right now on all streaming platforms. What You Saying? Produced by my man Jay Ross. So that's the only feature I have on the album.
So
you
what
know
it was like working with him in the studio with Redman?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't in the studio when he did his verse.
Okay.
So I was on the phone with him. Shout to Uncle Red. His album out right now, Muddy Waters 2. Out right now. Go get it. Go support him. I was on the phone with him. He was like, yo, that new song you dropped on your page is fire. So I was like, which one you talking about? He said, What You Saying? So I was like, want to get on that joint? Want to get on that record?
Right.
You know what I mean? He said, send it to him. And he sent me the verse back, and I was like, yeah, I appreciate this. He shouted me out a couple times on the record. I'm like, this Redman, this is like the
Yeah.
Funk Doctor spot. This is legend.
Yeah.
And he showed me a lot of
Saved-
love.
he
He
saved
carries
Def
like
Jam.
me. You know what I'm saying? He showed a lot of love. He support me. He's one of the, you got your two industry niggas that feel like they too Hollywood to do something for somebody that's a little
Right,
under
under
them.
them.
Red don't, he's not one of those. If he rock with you, he rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And he support me. He give me the knowledge on how the industry work and how this go. And Big Daddy Kane is another one. He told me some things that stuck with me. And yeah. So shout to Redman. He's the only one on the project.
And what producers?
Oh, you got my man Jay Kings, my man Sir K. I'm working with a couple more now. Sav. I got a couple. I spoke to DR Period yesterday. I'm about to work with DR Period too. For those that don't know who DR Period is, Annie Up. He worked with Nas, he worked with Jay, he worked with everybody. So do your homework on DR Period. How about some hardcore MOP? Smooth the
we like
Hustler,
it
Trigger
raw.
the Gambler. He brought Papoose out. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
DR Period is that guy. So
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so being that you and Math is like, y'all both, rappers and stuff. So after the show's over, y'all be ever having a cypher or y'all go battle?
Nah. Me and Mav be doing like our little verses.
Okay.
Like, cause he'll go to the studio and you know what I'm saying. He'll come in the shop and he'll play his music. I'll be like, all right, my turn. So we do verses together.
See, I know because it's a competitive nature. Two rappers on the
you
same.
know he a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like go check that So Special out with me and Mav. Go check that Cold as Ice out right now on my Expert Opinion channel with me and Mav, and my new freestyle just dropped on my Expert Opinion. All to you. So go check all of that out. Yeah, but
you open up the episodes. I like that.
Yeah.
On the YouTube, I see that you
definitely.
open up
Shout
the
to Math, you know what I'm saying? My boy, he got faith in me, so you know what I mean?
I gotta ask you the one question I ask every artist that's up here. Have you ever been in the booth with somebody and had to feel like you had to go back and change your verse?
Never. Not nobody. Not nobody.
You know, I asked Graf that. And he was like, never. And then he said he had once. So I'm gonna ask you again. Because I don't want to have somebody in this season.
Ego answers first.
Listen to every record I did with anybody. I got records with everybody. Oh yeah, I just did a joint with Drag On too.
Okay.
I mean, shout out to my boy Drag On and all of that. But anybody I ever got on a record with, my verse was my verse.
You said it, you heard their verse, and you was like, I'm not changing nothing about my verse.
Nah, because, you know, I stand on it. Like
I'm going to ask any artist that sits in this chair, I'm going to ask them.
It's a good question.
They ain't going to be like, Gat changed his verse. Not near one of them.
It's funny because it starts off with the ego first. And then
Graf was like, never. And he was like,
nah,
one time.
I did. I'll keep it 100. Like, if I did that, I'd be like, yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Hold on. You right. One time. And that's because because Redman jumped on the record.
Okay.
My verse was already done before his verse, and I didn't know he was going to get on that record.
Fair,
so I was
fair
like,
enough.
I got to fix that verse just a tad bit.
Fair enough.
That's
all right.
it.
See, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? But nobody else in America. You know what I'm saying? I got records with M.O.P. I got records with Petey Crack. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Murder. So, like, I never, like, really changed my verse at all.
Nah, that's definitely dope.
So how you feel about this Kendrick and Drake battle? How'd it go? What was your summation of it?
I think Kendrick won. We all know that. I feel like it's a dog fight. It's a fight. You know what I mean? It's battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't no complaining with Drake beat Meek Mills.
Nah.
No, I said.
So why go call the police and say, you know what I'm saying?
See?
So
I
like,
said that.
that's how I feel. Like if
They
I got
picking on me.
if I got in a rap battle and I got annihilated like that, hey, it's back to the drawing board. Let me go whip something else up. I didn't hear nothing new from Drake since. You?
Oh, I did.
But was it fire? Was it like
I like it. These two act like they say it's
I like Drake music. I like Drake music.
I like
but
his
this
like
is
Drake
just
with the
competitive
melodies.
though. Competitive. He lost that, and I feel like if he won that battle, we wouldn't be hearing.
Oh no! He won the battle.
So
Right
so this is what I said, and tell me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong, but this is what I feel. If he would have just left it as that song that he put out when they had when Euphoria came out and he had the other joint, if he just left it like that, he wouldn't have lost so bad. It would have been like
it wasn't that bad.
It would have been like
everybody was entertained because it was like Drake was shooting and Kendrick was shooting. But the moment that record went out of control like that, now it was like, oh, you cheating. I think because the situation.
Yeah.
So like imagine, you know what I mean, you coming down the street and everybody, he's only a minor, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yo, I was in Vegas.
He said too many, you know what I mean? Like he slandered him with the foul and the rapist thing, and we don't really have no substantial evidence that Drake is a pedophile.
Yeah.
We don't, none of us, nobody, you know what I'm saying? But for a record to be that gigantic and it's playing in China, it's playing in Russia, it's playing in every video game, is just, it bothered him.
Yo, bro, we was in
You know what I'm
Vegas.
saying?
That joint came on in that joint went crazy. I was like, yo, bro, you'd have thought that like white, black, everybody was like, he only a minor.
Nah, but think about it. If one of Drake records would have went that crazy, he would not be talking.
When back to back went crazy, it was on the radio, everything.
It was on the Billboard, right?
Yeah, it was everything. It was like
He got
the
a Grammy
song.
for that, right?
I think so.
So what the hell he calling record labels for like, yeah, I'm gonna sue, and what is this about?
Y'all
Like,
picking
you know
on
what I'm
me.
saying?
And that's
But
and-
you know what? I think the lawsuit actually may have come from his team, and I don't want to say it.
Nah,
Like
nah,
I'm not trying to say.
nah,
Hold
nah,
on.
don't do
Hold
that.
on. Hold
Don't
on.
do that.
I'm not caping.
You win
What I'm-
some, you lose some.
That's
But
it.
you live to fight another day.
What I'm saying is this. I'm not saying that it came from his team. You got to remember, he has a couple of 100,000 people that depend on his
He
money.
don't want that played
Right,
at the
right,
Super
go
Bowl,
vote.
bro.
That's it.
That's true.
Because you
But
played
what
that
are
at
you
the Super Bowl,
Yo, listen, let me
you might
tell
as
you
well pack it
something.
up.
Damn, like, not saying damn the Super Bowl, but damn the Super Bowl. That record is everywhere already. Everybody that's going to pay their tickets to sit at the Super Bowl know the
Has
song.
heard
Yeah,
it.
but imagine
Yeah.
imagine you lose the fight, and then now a year later, you just watching the Super Bowl. He's performing a whole new album, then plays that track on you. You just forget 2025 at that point. Don't even put no music out.
Nah, get out of here.
Again.
It's Drake.
Listen,
Oh,
his
God.
music, he just came out with a freestyle, right? The freestyle, some people may have heard it, some people may
It's
not
all right.
have heard it. Some people may say it's okay because, again, I say mentally when we all from the
Like you
from
said,
the
it changed the perception.
It changed the perception. We all from the hood, so it's like you said, if I call the cops, I can't believe you talking tough no more ever in my life. Nothing you say to me about, hey, you gonna do this.
I think that was about the worst loss ever
Yeah,
It is.
in hip hop
It
history.
is.
Yeah.
It
know
is
what
the
I'm
greatest
saying?
battle, so it does make the greatest loss. Yes.
Yeah.
It is the
I
greatest
think
battle.
like that was one of the greatest battles outside of Jay and Nas and Beans and Kiss.
But who won? Wait, no, so who won the Jay and Nas one?
I think Nas got Jay with the ether. I'm a Brooklyn. I think he got him with the ether. You know.
And who won Jay Beans and Kiss?
Why you felt that
Beans.
he why you felt that he
And I'm a
won with-
Jada Kiss fan.
Same,
I'm a
same.
Jada Kiss fan,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? You got to keep it real. You win some, you lose
Speculation
some.
talk over.
But you
That
know,
was crazy.
Dig this.
Beans was a lot more hungrier. You know what I mean? Your Kiss swagged him out. Now, when I met you, you was on my. Gave you his old Bentley.
Yeah.
That was fire the approach. But Beans was more, nigga, I kick your ball over the fence to let you know who yard is this.
It's funny,
You know what I'm
Jason.
saying?
I really
That Baldy and the double RT, I'ma pop you. What, he was going crazy. So, like, we got to keep it a buck.
Then
in
we
that
was all
battle.
waiting to see if it was another verse when the way it ended.
Yeah. But you know those was good times, you know what I'm saying? I just don't like the violence that come with it.
Right.
Like if niggas keep they battles on wax,
I think that's what's the greatest part about this battle is the
know what I'm
fact that aside from a scuffle because a DJ played something here and there in one state that he may not have should have.
Yeah.
But it's been
That ain't happened to Kendrick team though. Ain't nobody
Nah.
touching on it.
I don't listen. I'm not.
I'm not trying to say that
I don't
tell the
know who
people
got
ever-
scuffled.
but
I'm
somebody
just
said
saying,
it on the
Kendrick
internet.
got Bloods, Crips,
Yeah,
Sietas.
yeah.
Somebody already said it. Don't play with them West Coast people. They in everybody life.
Yeah, so like
They in all fights with death.
Yeah.
all the essays, he got essays with him, he got everybody with him. He ain't playing with that guy.
West Coast people don't play. Listen, everybody dies in L.A. Real rap.
True story.
Real rap. Somebody wrote on the internet the other day and I thought about it. I'm like, when hip hop people die, they don't die here in New York.
The majority of people that got killed was in the West Coast, on the West Coast.
Even they own artists.
But
Yeah, I went out to
said
LA.
that-
I was nervous.
But remember, I said that before. He don't have a home. So like
Who?
Drake, he don't have a home. He has places where he may be visiting, but he don't have a home. Kendrick has a home. He has a whole coast behind him. So like I said,
You said Drake don't have a home?
he don't have a home.
Yo, they didn't something happen with at his house?
Yeah,
No, he meant
no,
like a home state, like
a home
here,
state, a home place
here in the 50
like,
states.
You know what I'm
What?
saying?
He ain't he from Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody gives.
Give-
Nobody. It's not that love
No,
like Jay to Brooklyn or.
Why you feel like it ain't love? They jumped Rick Ross out there for Drake.
Because that's there, but we live here. We not going to Canada. We consider Canada like our
Well, I'm saying
cousin.
just his home. I don't think it doesn't feel the same vibe. Like I think I could just walk up to a random person in Toronto and somebody say, "Oh yeah, I like Drake, but not really." Like I think somebody could say no. In LA, you're
I
not
don't
going to
know.
find too many people that's going to say no.
I don't know about that. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I think they rock with Drake out there in Toronto.
Yeah,
He did a lot for people out there. So you know.
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
saying he may have done a lot for people out there, but when you come to the States, right, and this battle is really held here, right, in the States, and you having the back and forth, Kendrick has a whole state behind him, a whole coast behind him.
Let me ask y'all this though: do y'all think Kendrick will be at performing at the NFL if his record wasn't that big?
No. Simple.
No.
No, I say yes
Who
or no.
who you would have thought won that battle if that record wouldn't have hit like that?
I thought
So,
Kendrick all the way. I was Euphoria.
Okay.
So I was from there.
when
The Meet the
Euphoria
Grams,
came,
everybody be forgetting.
me and you had this
that
crazy
Meet the Grams
conversation.
came out. I'm sorry, that Meet
Yeah.
the Grams came out like 5 minutes after that other joint came out. I thought he won the battle when that came out. I said that's nasty work, bro. When you start talking to a man's son, that was crazy. And talking to his mom.
But
So,
like
like,
you
sit
talking
down.
about a man's son that don't have a son.
No, Drake had a son.
No, I'm just saying, like, let's say, you know, you got a lot of these artists that say things in their raps that don't be true.
No, I agree. But that moment it was. So that's why I said he said his son name and everything.
But see, it was already done when Pusha T did it.
No. Fine. So Drake had put out the talking about his family first, and then he dropped the track like 10 minutes later talking about his family. So just the matching of the arguments at that
Right.
moment was like, I'm gonna tell your mom your son is a dirtbag, and I'm gonna tell your son is your father. So you gotta imagine when his son turned 18 and he turned the record on, it's somebody just talking to you telling your pops is corny.
Somebody teach you some
That's
discipline.
another thing too. He probably had these conversations with his kid, you know what I mean, the family, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
touchy.
Yeah,
I don't want to be a rapper. Y'all got too many issues.
Yeah, it's too many. Yeah.
Nah, see, like, it's one thing if you battling, right? You know what I'm saying? When you cut from a different type of cloth and somebody, that's why I don't do battle rap. I don't do none of that. I don't like beefing with internet, none of that. Because somebody could just make up anything about you and people will run with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, what? That nigga, like somebody of Jay-Z caliber, he could say anything about you and they're going to believe it because he's a big
It's true.
influence. So, like, that's scary. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
So-
I don't post my kids on the internet.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
tell people,
Somebody
you play
could get
around.
on the internet and say a lie about you. And if that person got way more influence than you, they're going to run with
it,
what
yeah.
that person say.
Yeah. That's why I don't post my kids. Certain things I don't play with because, you know what I mean?
Are you a parent?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
That's how you just go to jail easy. You say something about my kids, I'm gonna just come to your house.
Yeah, some people, like, there's people that's not rappers and you play with their family, they coming.
Yeah, that's why I know how the internet is. You'll put a picture and be like, oh, look at his big head. What's your address, bro? And there's no tough stuff, but it's like, I don't play with my kids. Don't play with my kids. I don't play like that. You know what I mean? I don't disrespect nobody else's kids. Don't
That's
disrespect
why,
my
like,
kids.
they do that in battle rap. I'd be like, damn, son, you should have. That nigga just south and he'll rape your daughter. Like, nah, like,
And everybody be like, ooh.
niggas be like, oh, and you like boiling over there like a.
So just know that we have the power of editing. You feel comfortable talking about Remy and Papoose?
Yeah, Pat, my brother.
Okay.
That's a good friend of mine.
So let's start it over from right here, right? Okay. So the Remy and Papoose situation. How do you feel about the sides talking?
What you mean, like easy?
The mains is Remy and Papoose. Carissa and Easy running their mouth. How do you feel about that?
They comfortable. If you think about it, if they could freely go up on the internet and just talk, they comfortable because you gotta think about it. Easy comfortable because he feel like he got her. He says it in battles.
Yeah.
He got her.
Yeah.
Like, you saw
Carissa-
that new battle he just
With
came
Shotgun?
out, right?
She got that battle was nasty.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That battle was nasty.
T-Move
I gave it the
Papoose.
Shotgun.
Yeah, of course.
I gave it the Shotgun.
I didn't
Shotgun.
even see the whole
I ain't
thing
gonna
yet.
say I was the first person to say Timu Papoose. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's true.
Yeah.
He said
Papoose, my
Timu
brother.
Papoose.
Shout to Pat. That's
Yeah, Pat
good.
from Bainbridge, right on the corner from
Yeah.
Star, he is star guy. You know what I mean? Brownsville, Saratoga. But Papa was respectful. I did the Brooklyn Way concert. He came out, shut it down. He supports me. Wears my clothing, Brooklyn Way hoodies
Shout
and
out
all
to
of that.
Pap.
So shout to Pap. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
yours? Brooklyn Way Clothing?
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh,
Dope.
This guy surprising us every few minutes.
Yeah,
Anything else you want? Hold on. Let's get this out the way. What other entrepreneurship stuff you got going on here?
I just be, I be dibbling and dabbling, bro. You know what I mean? That's it.
He like,
You know
yeah, I
what
made that iPhone
Just-
right there. You know what I mean?
Pause, rub shoulders with the right people, and you know what I mean. Keep solid relationships. That's what it's really about. Keeping solid relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we talked about it on the show about sides and how we felt about whether or not they should be talking it. I don't
Remy
think
a shooter, certified. She's on paperwork for shooting, gunning something down. And then you got the boxer. She's certified. Her hands is registered. Pat know how to pick them.
Yeah.
You know
Either
what I'm
way you
saying?
run up on him, somebody
you run
lights
up
out.
on him, you got the baby mother with the hammer, and then you got, you know what I'm saying?
Shorty
You
with
got
the hands.
You got the hands, so
I just didn't like it. I didn't like
I ain't
them
want to see
talking.
Easy talking. I ain't
Nah,
gonna
but
lie.
I
wanna
do.
see-
I do.
I didn't wanna see the
I
sides
do
talking.
respect Pat though because he never got messy on the internet.
Yes.
Never.
He never got and
Super
I
gentleman.
had a side conversation with Pat face to face, so I knew what happened before. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about bro, he never got on the internet and went crazy. You know what I mean? He respect his daughter and want his daughter to see that.
Back and forth.
Because
Yeah.
like when she get older, she's seeing the Easy the Block Captain and the situation going on, and she, what is this and what is that? That's messy. I just feel like they could have kept that under.
That's why I didn't
That
want to
was
see.
amazing.
That's why I don't think
Off the
Easy should have
media.
been. That's why I think Easy should have been talking. Cause you gotta. But bro, put the camera down right now, bro. Pap not talking. If Pap not saying nothing, I don't want to hear you saying nothing.
I think it was because, you know what I'm saying, he got 2-piece.
no
you know what I'm
biscuit.
saying?
So
With the biscuit.
I think yeah, that's my point. Like
I lost my wife.
But that's what happens.
And I'm not
when you
talking.
But
So,
that,
like-
he dealt with somebody who was, you know what I'm saying. That's what you should accept that and move on. That's the least you got. It was a 2-piece.
Yeah.
Because some people may, it may not be. here
see,
today.
like he felt like, yo, I shook your hand,
Right.
and you knew this was my wife. So yeah, that's grounds to clap you for that.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
You feel me? Now, if them two never met each other or didn't know each other,
It'd be different.
it would be different. Still might want to violate, depending on how nigga feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, who in the world that don't know Pap and Remy was together?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, you always look at it like you said. The fact that made it worse is the fact that I shake your hand and I say, hey, you
Yeah.
cool. Now, as a man,
We don't know
No.
if they had phone conversations.
Conversations
Pap
and
and
no-
Easy had phone.
that's what
we
I'm
don't
saying.
know if he got mentored by Pap. We don't know. So we don't know
No.
if Easy been in the crib
that's what I'm
around.
saying.
You know
But
what
we
I'm
know
saying?
we know he got them hands.
But see, and that's what I said.
mean-
For me, it's like as a man, if I dealt with you and I brought you into my circle and I built you in, and you betrayed me like that, people may have did
It's
way
betrayal when I shake your hand,
Hand.
you shake my
My
hand.
hand.
We following each other on the gram. You notice my wife. You talk to me with respect, and I talk to you with respect. And you know that's wifey, and you drill. Now, if it ain't wifey, it's some regular side thing. You know what I mean? Some niggas will pull up on you just for the side joint. Like, you know what I mean? Yo,
So,
homie.
all that encompassed, all that is absolutely real for real life. All that applies to real life.
Yeah.
None of it applies to why you running your mouth on the internet.
Nah, he's just.
I
said
don't
stay
like
comfortable.
Carissa
No, but
and Easy
comfortable.
running their mouth. That's
no,
the
but
part.
think about this though. You can't say you don't like Carissa. Why?
Talking.
Clarissa,
Not
no,
don't
hold
like her.
on.
I don't like her talking.
Clarissa didn't put the text messages out.
Nah.
No, she didn't.
Exactly. So she got to fend for herself
No, she
after
don't.
that. Why? Her phone number was put in the
Yeah.
media, bro. If somebody put you on blast
Yeah.
with your phone number in that social nigga, you gonna
That
go crazy.
that happened
That's
after I
business.
made my comments because I said I also didn't want to. In the last episode I said I didn't want to hear her say nothing either. But I didn't know that her phone number was
Yeah,
put
she
up.
leaked the
So
whole
like
conversation.
she
and
leaked the
everything.
That was
conversation with
crazy.
the phone number on the John. Like so, it's like yeah, I gotta say something. Like if it was just a little bullshit ass conversation, it's like whatever, you know what I mean. But when you put the number, she said she'll fight Remy for $1. You ain't see that interview?
Yeah, I seen that.
Just for her leaking the phone number.
Yeah.
I just all in all though, like keep quiet though. You know what I'm saying? The new people keep quiet. Like I don't want to see this dude sitting in the chair
You said it
talking.
perfectly. You just said it's you tell your wife.
Yeah.
Never you speak to my wife.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
You
yeah.
tell me to tell my wife something. You
But
don't
by
tell.
then, but you gotta think about it. By then, whatever done happened already.
Nah,
they
that's when.
far
Nah, that's when you gotta
But-
call.
but
You gotta
look,
call
there's
up and
no
say,
real
"Yo, you gotta say, yo,
conversation.
Timu, relax yourself. Yo, baby Pap, relax yourself. You know what I'm saying? You not Pap, all right? You next, bro. No disrespect, but I'm gonna need you to tone it down because you gotta think about it. How far can he go and start saying stuff? Because that's still her kid's father. That's still my
Yeah.
sorry.
Think
that's my
about it.
kid's
They
right.
probably can't control them, bro.
Yeah.
Just think about if you dealing with somebody like Clarissa Shields, she's popping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What? Can't nobody tell me nothing. You heard her rapping, right?
No, I ain't hear her rap.
You ain't hear that?
Listen, I'm married, so I'm not gonna say what I need to say.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Bleep that out.
So, it's like it's way out of your control if somebody take and put your business out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to fend for yourself. If you got businesses, you got this going on, you got random people calling your phone because somebody put your number on blast. Everybody say what they won't do until they put in a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like if my number went out there like that, I would have had an issue. I would have definitely blacked out for sure.
All right, let me ask you this: as a businessman now, because like I said, you say you got a lot of stuff going on right now. How do you feel like you matured? Because I think people will see you and say, Gat Murder probably was wilding when you
I
was.
I was. Yeah.
From like 15 to like.
I was slow. I was.
Yo, put my clothes in your store, B.
Yo, subscribe right now.
Yeah.
Nah, but honestly, what humbled me, deaths in the family, a lot of my homies going to jail. You know, losing a lot of my homies. I'm like, I don't want to go down that path. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not ready for none of that. And that's what humbled me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a live wire. You know what I'm saying? Fighting every day. Got kicked out of every school in Brooklyn. You know, interview my mom. She'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just one of them kids.
You got two first names, so I believe you. Gat Murder.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I was always in something, and it did nothing for me. So, you know, once I realized that, I was like, I got to get focused. I got to, you know what I mean? But what humbled me was seeing a lot of my close friends die in the street, seeing a lot of my close friends go to jail, seeing some of my close friends that I grew up with strung out on, you know, drugs and all of that. I'm like, that's never going to be me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's what humbled me. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely that, you know.
I have one last city question. I know we got to wrap it up, but
I'm here, bro. Like,
what's up with this congestion pricing?
I take the train now. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? My car parked in front of the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to go to the city. If I want to go to the city, I pay the $3.
You're just trying to check your hand skills because the train is wilding right now. So you're just trying to see who won what?
Nah. Word the mother. Like, tell you, I be seeing Gat on the train. Word, I be seeing Gat in the lifts and the Ubers and all of that. Like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? They basically try to rip us off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
are.
saying?
They trying to. Since you don't take the train, since you take the train, I ain't going.
I took the train here.
I'm just
What
saying.
happened?
What I'm saying is congestion pricing. It's just a way
It's not needed.
It's horrible. And if you attached it to like actual plans, but don't just say, don't worry, it's for the city. The city will get better. I'll go, what? We live in
It's
a greater
another
city.
bill for you, though.
It is, absolutely.
It's another bill.
Especially
you.
for me, I got to go get my daughter every day. I got to make sure every day that at some point I'm going to cross past that boundary. And I got to pay $9.
Bro, get a city bike.
What's hot?
Come on.
Yeah, yo, you know what you do? Park your joint by the
like,
train and they get the city
be
bike,
more
right?
beneficial to him.
And they park it by the train and take the city bike over the bridge.
Yeah.
You know a lot of people do that, right?
Yeah, there was some dude just now put out it's a parking lot that leads you
Yeah, through the
you can go through the parking lot on the Brooklyn side and come out in Manhattan.
On the city bike.
Yeah.
Through a parking lot?
On your car. You can take your car, drive it through the garage. It's through a garage and you come out from the Brooklyn side to the Manhattan side.
No, it's not the Brooklyn side to the Manhattan side. It's from Manhattan to you just pass the
The Easy Pass.
He
Yeah,
know,
Easy
look,
Pass.
he know.
No, somebody sent me the two strong.
Okay, now send it to me. Send it to me.
But they said they're gonna start cutting down on it because you know it's on the internet, so it's like everybody found it.
You know what
I
I
got this is my last pressing question. Have you found yourself ever on a show with somebody that you didn't want to interview? And in that sense, how did you discuss that with Mav? Or how did y'all work that out when you find yourself?
It was a couple that you know, pause, rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I know me. I'm the type of nigga that'll curse you out, tell you suck my dick. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? But you got to keep it professional.
Right.
So, like, it was a couple, you know, that Math interviewed and Mecca and everybody interviewed that was like, this is off. Like, we was uncomfortable with the interview. Yeah. But we got to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, a lot of the times we just meeting them.
Right.
Soon they come into the shop, they might be fans, they might have a promo run or whatever, and they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You feel me? But we got to keep it professional, you know, like as podcasters on one of the biggest podcasts in the world. You know what I mean? We can't look like we bug outs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or somebody coming there trying to be tough. I know they had the situation with, I'm not saying it, I think the internet read it like that. The situation with Yayo, where people just misinterpreted the way the interview was going.
I mean, the only I like the interview because he was turned up and the energy is crazy in the room, and I just like that. I tell Matt that, like, yo, that Yayo interview was crazy. Yeah. But only thing I didn't like about it is Mav and Mechanim didn't really get a chance to really ask Yayo the questions
that they wanted to ask him.
You know what I'm saying? Because Yayo was turned up.
Yeah.
And, you know, Uncle Murder, shout out to Uncle Murder, we came here to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, y'all niggas is crazy. Yeah. But that's what made the interview hot, though.
They
know
did.
what I'm saying?
It was a dope interview. And that's funny. I saw Yayo on Vlad trying to explain. I think the internet just took it like that energy that was in the room. People took it as like whatever.
Yeah,
but it seemed like
Yayo didn't have that energy on Vlad's. So it was like, yo, come on, like you came over here, even though it was live and I liked it, it was lit. But it was like, you know, when niggas go on other platforms, they more different on other platforms. They well groomed.
Oh, you mean like Lord Jamal, where he looked like a youth pastor every time he go on Pierce Morgan, but he wear hoodies everywhere else? That's a little side shot at Lord Jamal. I love him, but he get real dressed up for Pierce Morgan, and I don't get it.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, when you getting paid to go on certain platforms, you're gonna you gonna have respect. Is a different respect.
Yeah.
If you coming on certain platforms and you not getting paid, fuck this interview, nigga. I say what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
So that's how I really be. That's how you could separate the difference. Is the difference for when, you know what I'm saying, niggas pull up on the show.
No, but you know what? I feel
100%.
like that's kind of corny though, because at the end of the day, when you have someone of your peers and of your you know, of your same ethnicity, even though you're not getting paid, you say you coming on the show, so why bring that type of energy to that type of platform and make them feel uncomfortable when you go over there, even if they are paying you?
Yeah, we working together.
We the ones who made you hot. We the ones who listen to your music. We the ones who say, yo, we still believe you're relevant as an artist or as an actor or whatever it is may be, to say, yo, we want you to come on our show. So why act like that towards us?
Niggas be fans of like of some of the guests too. Like niggas be fans of some of the guests pulling up. You know what I mean? We got a plethora of people about to pull up too. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say no names yet because I don't want to spoil it. But we got some big dogs about to pull up in the shop that we're fans of, that the world is fans of. You know what I mean? So. I mean, that I'm going to be happy to sit down with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, you know that.
And I was going to ask you, you know, we already know y'all had your change of hosts for a while now. Do you think now this group that y'all have together is a solid core that is going to be able to be
The new face.
the new face of?
I'm going to tell you yes. Why? Because Spinoza, shout to Spinoza, he new co-host on the show, and shout to Kim. Spinoza is somebody I knew since we was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Spinoza is somebody Math knew for decades.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different feel, it's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, Heineken and Esso wasn't somebody Math really knew like that. Like, far as like hanging out with, you know, like spend a lot of time with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Math, he big on like building characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Esso, Heineken, and Math and Mecca, they were so great together. You know what I mean? Because in his mind, he wanted to have somebody he could go back and forth with.
Yeah.
This person going to debate with me. So like when you watch the show now, you see Mec and Math debate everything. They argue. You know what I'm saying? The Donald Trump and Kamala, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Math need that. Me, I'm just a funny nigga. I'm a blurt out shit and say what the fuck that don't make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Character shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got one right here.
Niggas be like,
I know what that's like.
Gat talking all over everybody. He ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, that's what I do. That's what, nigga, why the fuck Gat talking like he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, it's character. I'm going to pause you. You say some stupid shit. I'm going to cut you off. You say some dumb shit. And niggas be like, yo, this nigga Gat is wild. So, that's just a character. You know what I mean? I go into character mode when I'm on my expert opinion. Sometimes I might not even say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's
feel me?
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes. I was like,
So I won't say nothing if it's pertaining politics. If it's politics, I don't get involved with the Donald Trump, the this, the that. Like when we had Mike Son on the show and all of that, and they was talking politics, I don't even want to deal with politics.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with certain arguments and all of that. I'm going to just watch you argue. Now, when it's time for me to speak, I'll speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the time people be thinking, oh, Math tell people what to say and what to do. He don't. He let everybody do what they want to do.
I think Heineken said that. Heineken said that's one thing that he appreciated about Math, that he definitely gave him a platform to always say what he wanted to say. He said beside I think he said it was on This Is 50 or something like that.
Right.
He said Math was one of the only people that was like, you know, speak your mind and say whatever it
He
is
said
that you need
this
to
is
say.
say,
Nah, he
not
do.
say that like that, but say a little bit like this, you know, so that way it could pass through for the YouTube.
Like even when, you know, when I got on my expert opinion and Matt put me on the show, I wasn't even the type to even promote my things on, my situations on this show, because I didn't want to feel like I'm stepping on my bro toes, getting up there, yo, the Brooklyn way and this, that. I got the music going on, and I never did that on the show. Matt for tell niggas that. And nigga like, yo, Gat, you in the chair, nigga, promote that. Now you see me going crazy more with the, you know, the Brooklyn Way, go, you know what I mean, subscribe to the Brooklyn Way, whatever. I never been that type, you know what I'm saying? Because I want him to approve it. I want him to stamp, yo, Gat, you could promote that on the show and all of that. You know what I mean? Because I could have been in the beginning going crazy, but he said, yo, Gat, that's what it's for. Promote everything you got going on. You know what I mean? So now he gave me the alley-oop with the music now. He putting me out there more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see you start off the episode.
You know what I mean? Like, we did the So Special freestyle. It went crazy after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want a verse now. Oh, you want a verse now? You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Then we did the Cold as Ice freestyle. Went crazy. So now we started doing, only artist we had do the drop mic so far was Chris.
Yeah.
He bodied it. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Young Chris, you know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of people.
Yeah, Math is smart. I saw Math in a live play his music and make people just listen to it and come back like it was a commercial break inside of a live. I like this guy.
I think anybody that do podcasting and you got music going on and you got the following, just do your music. Because I told Mav too, don't forget, bro, music is our first love. You know what I mean? Before web series, before podcasting, first love. When y'all get an opportunity, when you get a chance, please go hit the GoFundMe link in Brooklyn Hands bio and my bio. My boy got stage 4 cancer. Go support my boy Brooklyn Hands. You know what I'm saying? Go donate.
Yeah.
Go show my boy some love. Yeah, Brooklyn Hands, man.
It'll be there. We'll put it there.
Yeah, Brooklyn Hands, GoFundMe link is in my bio, and then Brooklyn Hands bio right now. Go show my boy some support and some love.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all know him, you love him. If you don't know him, whatever, show my boy some love, man. Good nigga.
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah, man.
Anybody, anything else? You know what I'm saying?
No, that was it.
We good.
That was it. I wanted to get my rant off, but we good. My rant off about congestion pricing, but I'm good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We here though.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. So that's your store, the Brooklyn Way store.
No, that's not my store.
Oh,
I got the BrooklynWayShop.com.
Okay.
You want to go get you sweatsuits? I got Spread Love sweatsuits. I got Brooklyn Way hoodies. You know what I mean? I got socks on the way, boxers on the way. I got fitteds up there. So yeah, you know.
Okay.
So, you know.
All right.
That's
All
where
right,
the bread at. The bread is in the merch. The bread is in the merch. You want to see your money? Get you some merch. You a rapper? Get you some merch. You a actor? You're actress? Get you some merch.
Yeah, that's why I came up with my own clothing line. So that's what this is, Stewart collection right here.
That's
so,
just all right there.
Yeah, this is my own shit.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Promote that, bro.
Yeah,
like,
nah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's coming across the bottom of the screen right now as we speak.
I'm promoting all day.
Facts,
You know
man.
what I mean? You know
Yo,
what I'm
we
saying?
appreciate you, bro.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
400.
All love, man.
Yeah.
All love.
Thanks,
Happy
man.
Happy New Year's to everybody, man. We here. You're gonna see more episodes of the Brooklyn Way, the movie coming soon. More episodes of My Expert Opinion. The album Gats and Roses coming real soon, 2025. Stay locked in, man.